Hi everyone. I just wanted to touch base quickly about the annotated bibliography and research summary critique assignment. So I'm still making my way through it. As you know, this is a pretty big assignment, so it's taking me a lot of time to review your work and provide you, hopefully, with what you perceive to be as helpful, detailed feedback. I do want to talk for a moment about feedback and the role that it plays. It's really important that you know I'm going to be giving all of you a lot of feedback because this is about growing. So the idea of this class is really to set some of those foundational skills. The scholarly practitioner class is all about making sure you can get into the library databases, find and extract the kinds of key articles that you need that are on your topic. In this particular assignment, I was asking you to look for original research studies. So that was important. And also to be able to extract what those key findings are, but to, in addition to that, to also add your critique, an evaluation. So I'm looking for you to talk about the limitations of the study, the potential value of the study. So I just wanted to remind you about all of the resources that are here to help you with this task. Many of you are going to, if you haven't already, be asked to revise and resubmit. This is a process we go through in the professional world. And when you get to the dissertation part, which this is not the dissertation part yet, although some of you may have found a topic, a problem of practice that you're going to investigate, it doesn't have to be. It's really about learning the skills so that you can transfer that into your work as you move along in the program. So when you submit work, you're going to be getting a lot of feedback and revisions. The whole point of that is to enhance your skill development, your confidence, and your ability to work with and use research. So that's what the scholarly practitioner is all about. So I'm saying that because I don't want any of you to misinterpret any of the feedback, even if it's lengthy, even if I'm asking you to revise and resubmit, that means I'm worried about how you're doing in the class or anything of that nature. If I'm worried about how you're doing in the class, you will know. I will tell you I'm worried and we need to sit down and figure out a plan. You're really doing great work. This is a challenging task. Even those of you who are really nailing it have talked about the blood, sweat, and tears in the process of doing this work. So I am going to share with you one of the examples that I came across so far. I have not looked at all of them, so I don't want you to think that this is the only example out there, but I think that having a model will be helpful, so I'll post that in this announcement as well, because one of your classmates has been kind enough and generous enough to share that with you. So I just want to point your attention to when you go into assignments, all of the resources that are here for you. So I have the template attached. I think most of you were following that. Then I want, kind of giving you a checklist here. So make sure you take a look at this checklist. And when you open it up, you'll see, I think I shared this with you previously. Here we go. Never mind my little side notes on the side. Here it comes, slowly but surely. It's going to show you a list of questions that I want you to think about. So this is what I'm thinking about, and basically what I did was I took what was in my mind and put it out here so that you don't have to guess at what I'm looking at in terms of providing you with feedback. So go and double check this, especially when you're revising and resubmitting, so you can understand, the checklist part. Did I do everything? But then also pay attention to what I said here in terms of quality. It's really important to keep in mind the purpose of the assignment, which is why I'm putting that reminder on the purpose, about the purpose right here. So the goal of this assignment is really to help you, learn skills such as being able to research, summarize, critique articles. But in addition to the skills, I also want you to start building content knowledge in your problem of practice area. So previously you learned about what the practitioners were saying. Now you're learning about what the literature is saying. Some of you went a little too wide with that net, which is going to make it very challenging when we get to the next part. And I am going to provide you with more supports on how to effectively write a blog. I'm going to talk to you about synthesizing that material and a tool called the synthesis matrix. So stay tuned for that. You will get some additional support. All of these skills are setting the stage, because that will definitely help you as you move through the dissertation process. Now, having said all that, I want to share with you, I submitted an article for publication, and it wasn't a high level research study by any stretch of the imagination. It was more of an assessment of a program that was happening across the state. And I'm going to just share with you the kinds of feedback that I'm getting. And I have published research articles, I have written books, and yet I'm still getting lots of significant feedback. So if we scroll down here, you're going to see, look at all of this feedback that folks are giving me. This is just from one reviewer, right? So look at all of this. So they're asking me to clarify things. They're saying I need to provide more citations, and this is me, who I've been writing quite a bit. This is something, and I do need to strengthen this area. The next person doesn't have as much to say, but really kind of talks about it isn't a true original study, so I think that's part of the complication here. But the idea here is that they're still giving details about, they want a lot more information about the student population in this article. And the last reviewer also has things to say. I know it wasn't a randomized study, but she's saying I need to be clearer about communicating that. So we need to kind of talk about, am I going to do statistical analysis on some of this descriptive data or not? So this is an example. And if you take a look at the manuscript, I just want you to show, I want to show you, look, this page doesn't have much to see abstract, but let me just show you. Look at the kinds of feedback that they're providing to me. So some of it's mechanical, a couple commas, things of that nature, and then other times it's going to be a little more content driven, asking more questions and things of that nature. So the reason that I'm sharing this with you is because this is the process that we learn and we create products that are of high caliber. So I need to work on my work here. You need to work on your work there. We're all at different places. And we are all going to get to the same level of being able to use research and produce research in a way that is, solid and helpful and accurate. So we're going to get there. So right now, your task is to try to learn how to use the library databases, learn how to summarize and extract information from very complicated sources, and to critically evaluate and think about the cautions and limitations, as well as why this might be helpful. Now, when you're doing your annotated bibliography, and again, I have some great samples here, so you want to go and look at these websites to see about the different kinds of ways in which you can do annotated bibliographies. This is a resource that will be useful to you. So the point of this is for you to start to build your literature, files, so that you'll be able to go back. You're going to be reading so many articles on your topic that you're going to forget who said what. These annotated bibliographies that you're doing for this assignment, I'm hoping you're going to see the value so that you do it throughout the entire dissertation process, because although it's time consuming to do, it is less time consuming than going back and having to read the entire article to figure out whether you need it or not. What the annotated bibliography does is it gives you your sources with, you can easily go back and see, I need this article and I need to go back and look at it because it really extracted this finding that I want to be able to talk about in my lit review. Or at the end of your study, after you're done, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I remember someone else finding something similar to this. Or they actually found something the opposite of this. You want to go back and make those connections. Having an annotated bibliography where you can go and open that document, do the control find, look for the buzzwords that you're looking for, is going to be incredibly helpful. One other pointer I would make to you is to also think about if there's something you really want to get back to, maybe even put the page number next to it. Again, this is a document for you. So my takeaway is you're going to get a lot of feedback if you haven't already. This is not something that I want you freaking out over. I want you to embrace this process. It can be exhausting. I don't have the energy right now to go and do all of that because I'm taking care of grading all of you, but I'm going to go and turn my energy when I'm done with grading back to that paper that I was writing, and I need to enhance it. So we all are going to benefit from revising our work and growing as a professional. So I hope you're with me. If you have questions or concerns, you know I'm only a text, a phone call, or an email away. But together we are going to really get to the finish line and make a difference for our community college students. All right, take care, everybody.